I believe you'd argue that that belief that these individuals have comes from what they have heard from the former president himself. Do you mind sharing a bit about how his rhetoric and words and tweets and speeches may have influenced these extremist groups as well as some of these everyday Trump supporters?
You know, it's interesting. I spent my entire life in Middle Eastern, Sub-Saharan Africa, South Asian counterterrorism. And we have a general acceptance that radicalization of individuals, when they hear speeches from terrorist leaders or radical clerics, or go to a particular mosque or madrasa, and they hear this variation of what they think Islam is, since 9/11, that has been accepted norms. No one questions that that's the radicalization path of the Middle Eastern terrorist, insurgent, or political extremists. Now, if I take that template and I put that over the American citizen who is part of the January 6th insurrection, or the Republican Party, or their leadership, in that they have a supreme leader who has a political philosophy or ideology that fires up and motivates a base of young men and women to carry out acts of violence and to organize themselves into cells, groups, and coalitions in order to effect radical change against the government. Well, people act as if I'd come from Mars. It's just absolutely the height of hypocrisy to believe that other peoples in this world have radicalization pathways that Americans are immune to. We are not immune to them. This is all of the philosophies, behaviors, and activities we see with Donald Trump have occurred at other times in American history. Anti-Semitism is not new. White supremacy and white nationalism in the United States is definitely not new. But for the most part, what we've seen is a president of the United States that has harnessed all of the worst demons of the white supremacist cause in America since 1860. Of course, we always have to preface the American Civil War was the worst, but had harnessed these demons and has revived some of the worst, most reviled beliefs in America, and then told this entire block of American citizens, as many as 75 million of them, believe that they are against simple things like common decency or what we call political correctness, right? They want to have the permission, and Donald Trump has given them the permission to speak negatively, loudly, racially against their own neighbors, to the point of threatening them with violence with firearms, fists, and what they would use as collective threatening of their tribe or community. This is what Donald Trump has unleashed in this country. There is no difference in that path of radicalization. If I was an intelligence officer at MI6 or DGSE in France or the BND in Germany, I would be writing this up that the United States has a insurgent group or an insurgent society that is radicalizing in no different way than Al Qaeda or ISIS.